Hey everyone, today we finally have enough wall rails and hooks to do the pegboard-like setup on the wall behind me. We have 22 wall rails and over a dozen of the hooks from the Ryobi Link modular storage system. Let's get started. All right, before we jump into it, let's talk about what we're going to do here today in this video. Obviously, the big part of the video is putting all of these wall rails and hooks up on the wall behind us. Before we do that, we are gonna run through what we have here, everything that we've purchased for this installation. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and talk about what our experience installing this was like and how our first impression of it up on the wall here. That being said, if there's a specific thing that you're here to watch, make sure to check out the links in the description below to jump ahead, or you can use that YouTube play bar. As always, it is broken up into each part and piece. Now, what we're not gonna do today is spend a lot of time showing the actual installation of each individual wall rail, as we've already done that in a previous video. Make sure to go check that out if you want to see how we kind of spent the time installing the wall rails for the first time. Now, one other thing I want to talk about before we get too far into this is the price of this setup. I keep calling it pegboard-like, but honestly, if you're talking about pegboard's in a completely different level than where this Ryobi Link is cost-wise and honestly quality-wise. This is much higher quality than what you would have with standard pegboard. Now, unless you're doing the metal pegboard, then maybe you're gonna start approaching this kind of price. But price-wise, this is way higher than your standard pegboard. Now, where this does fall more in line, like I said, maybe potentially the metal pegboard, or if you've seen the Rubbermaid's Fast Track system, that's honestly where this falls more in line, is that Fast Track wall hanging system. Even down to the price of their hooks and their rails, much more comparable than your standard pegboard. So again, if you're looking for a replacement to pegboard, price-wise, this isn't it. If you're looking for a replacement to Fast Track or a metal wall setup, this potentially could be an option. All right, so let's talk about all of the parts and pieces that we purchased in order to make this pegboard-like system happen, which I think is a great opportunity to remind you that, yes, we purchased all of this with our money. None of the parts and pieces you see here, and really nothing that you've seen on the channel except for 2 Vanon batteries, have we received for free. Everything on our channel, aside from the 2 batteries, we purchased with our money, which means that your support is really important, and we appreciate that, because by you liking and sharing the video and by using our affiliate links in the description below, that helps us purchase and buy more tools and have the opportunity to do a video like this here today. So again, back to these parts that we purchased. There are 22 of the wall rails. They come in sets of 2, so there's 11 sets here. As far as hooks go, we have 2 of the screwdriver holders. These are STM 807. We have 3 of these standard hooks. These are the STM 806. We've got 1 of the double hooks. This is the STM 810. I have 2 utility hooks. These are STM 805. I have 2 of the large power tool hooks. These are STM 803. And then I have 7 of the smaller power tool hooks. This is STM 801. So honestly, I think I'm already going to be wanting for more hooks, and I do have a couple I could steal off the other wall, but for now, I think this is what we're going to use to kind of determine what tools we want up on the wall and what additional hooks and pieces that I'm going to want in the future. As a reminder, there's also more to this Ryobi Link system that's not yet available, including some of the power tool hook shelves and some of their other pieces, the boxes, the toolboxes that can mount to the wall and things like that. So having a few empty spaces is going to be good. And as always, because it's a modular system, I can move things around, which is really, really cool. One more thing before we get to the install, and that is hardware. If you've seen our previous video, you'll know that you need number 10 2-inch screws as is recommended in the manual. We opted for these T20 flathead yellow zinc coated construction screws, multi-purpose. These were awesome and they installed really well. But since making that video and in preparation for this one, we actually found screws that I think are better than those older screws. So we've actually replaced all the screws that we used previously with these new multi-purpose exterior T20 wafer head screws. They've just got a little bit bigger head, which helps hold these wall rails to the wall. And we also went with the 2.5 inch over the 2-inch. Still the number 10, so there's the same size, but just a little bit longer and a little bit bigger head. And now for the installation. I'm gonna go ahead and pull everything away from the wall, install the wall rails and the hooks, and then I'll be back here to talk about how it went and what I think. Stay here and enjoy the build montage, or jump ahead, and I'll see you in a second. Car's on.
It's all done. So if you skipped ahead, look how easy that was. No problem at all. And if you follow this through, now you know what not to do as well as what to do in order to get this on the wall. First impressions, I love it. I absolutely am thrilled. It is exactly what I had expected. So let's talk about what we installed here. We got 3 across the bottom, 9 high, 2s in the middle, and then the 3 on the top as well. Now, as an added bonus, obviously I added some wood on the side for my power station, added a couple little wood pieces on the side over here for some of the EverCharge system. As far as the hooks go, obviously we're missing a whole bunch or have a lot of room where we can expand and, you know, put things together. But we've got a couple of the double hooks up at the top there, the standard. We've got most of the ones we used were these, just the standard hooks. These are just the standard power hooks, not even the extended. There's a couple, obviously this one's using an extended, and we've got another extended, I think, down here. But otherwise, most of these are using this smaller, just the standard hook for the drills. In fact, some of these you could probably get more than one item on a single smaller hook, which is really cool. Even the drills, you could get 2 drills on one hook here. And again, we didn't use all of the wall rails that we had. Obviously, I've got 2 extra wall rails here that are gonna be for another location, possibly somewhere here, but I've got some other areas in mind. Also, I'm still contemplating cutting one of these in half, and just to see if it still functions, if it still works the way we intended. Obviously, it reduces you down to 2 slots, but in a smaller area, if you only needed, you know, to hang 2, again, not recommended. Don't try this at home, but I just might cut one of these in half to see how it does. As far as hardware, I did run out of 2 boxes of these screws, so it used a whole bunch of the screws, and then ended up switching back over to the multi-purpose ones I had before. So glad that I had some extra there. And again, as far as the installation goes, just a word of advice. As you're putting this up, if you're not exactly sure where it's going to go, make sure to hit the middles. And I recommend, honestly, just 1 or 2, and then move all the way up, make sure that it fits the area that you want. That way, if you need to take it back down, you're not unscrewing 6 screws per panel to take it back down and put it back up. Otherwise, as far as the way that it leveled, it was very self-leveling, surprisingly so. Once you put 1 row up, really the next rows just fell in line and kept level. And so as far as that goes, the way that it pieced together was very, very nice. Really liked that, how easy it was. Obviously, as far as putting everything back up on the wall, that was really the shortest part was putting the wall rails. The hardest part was deciding where to put the tools, putting the power station together and everything else, and cleaning up. So really it's an easy system, and it's so modular. I'm so excited that I can take all of these hooks off at any time, just pop one of them up, set it in a different location, and you're ready to go. And one more time, I want to reiterate that this does not replace Pegboard. This is not Pegboard. It's not as versatile as Pegboard. It's not as cheap as Pegboard. Again, unless you're talking about the metal Pegboard. What it is, though, is a very nice rail system with modular hooks and very easy and robust to put up. Very durable, very strong, hard plastic. And honestly, if I wanted to pick this up and take this anywhere else, I could easily pop these out if I wanted to exchange, you know, one of these middle runs and put it somewhere else. The fact that it's so flexible and that ability really is the value here and what makes this such a cool, really cool system. As far as what we're looking forward to next, the shelves. Really want the shelves to put on so that these can hang upside down in the shelves. That'll be really nice. Open up a lot of space and create some more room here. Also, the toolboxes. Cannot wait to get our hands on some of the toolboxes. The ability to have the rollers, the ones that attach to the wall, to be able to take an entire tool bin or box and just snap it onto the wall is gonna be awesome. Super excited for those. But let us know in the comments what you guys think. What are you most excited for? What do you plan to do with these wall rails? Or is it just too expensive? Let us know in the comments. We know that a lot of people have complained about the money. Are these too expensive? Personally, I think compared to Rubbermaid, they're right on par. But again, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Is it too expensive? Are you gonna get it? What are you gonna do with it? That's it for today. My name's Logan. Thanks for watching.
We have 3 of the standard hooks. Standard double hook. That fluid. Flow.